template where we can add the all configurations. This all software. I create an EC2.
Hmm.
Then I will install all these things. Okay. From
Okay.
this one I take the AMI backup. Okay. AMI
Okay.
backup.
Backup. Hmm.
And also it is also known as the custom AMI or golden AMI or golden
Golden.
AMI.
Hmm.
So what is a golden AMI? Golden AMI is a machine image which is pre-configured, optimized under standard AMI to launch the EC2 instance. Means that I create a golden AMI. So whenever I launch the golden AMI, automatically all the software will be restored. You don't need to install this software. At a time,
Okay.
I can create thousands of servers. Understand?
Okay. Okay.
I don't need to install each and every computer. Previously, I need 1,000 servers. I need how many servers? 1,000 servers.
Thousands.
For 1,000 servers, you need to install Java, MySQL, .NET, like the blah blah blah. Multiple software servers.
Hmm.
If you don't create any golden EMI or custom EMI, your own EMI, or company doesn't have any own EMI, I need to log into each and every EC2 instance. I need to install individually all these softwares. Instead of that, I take the EMI backup, which is also known as the custom EMI, also known as the golden EMI. From the golden EMI, when I create EC2, automatically all the softwares will be restored. Understand?
Oh, okay. Hmm.
For this one, I just log into the console. For this one, just log into the console.
Okay.
I'm going to create an EC2 instance. I'm going to create an EC2 instance. After creating the EC2 instance, I'll take the total instance backup, nothing but AMI backup. Okay.
Hmm.
First I create a instance.
Instance.
Then click on the launch instance. Click on the
Launch.
instance. Here I am just giving the name custom @ golden AM. Golden AM.
Yeah.
Okay. I just taking the Amazon X. You can select anything other than Mac because you need to select free tier only if you are using the free tier. Suppose I can
Okay.
bear the expenses, you can go for that one. I selected Amazon Linux. Then the instance type is default, that is T2 macro.
T2 macro.
So then
Select the
I'll take
UV
the
one.
previous key pair. Okay, previous key pair. You can create a new key pair also.
Hmm.
Here, if you want to make this web server, you can select this of both options.
Hmm.
Then click on the launch instance. Click on the
Launch instance.
So now instance is created. So once the instance is created, here log in to the instance.
Instance.
So how to log into the instance? How to connect to the instance? Here. Click on the connect.
Copy that.
SSH client. Copy the command. Go to the location of the key pair.
Key pair. Key pair.
My key pair location is downloads.
Hmm.
Then right click here.
Right.
Click
Open
and
with
patch.
that.
Paste here.
Copy the command which is first. Hmm.
So then
Yes.
yes.
Hmm.
Then I log into the root. Pressing the typing the sudo su. So I will install some software. They have some requirement. I will install some software.
So, hmm.
One by one I am going to install.
Okay.
Here first I will install the JIT software. Okay. For installing the JIT, type install G80. Minus V means yes.
Yes.
Installing the JIT here. So now successfully install the JIT. How will you check the JIT is installed or not? Go to the type JIT -1%. Okay? Now JIT is installed. I want to install the Java. I want to install Java. Install Java -1. Okay? I'm installing the Java. I'm installing the Java.
Java.
Okay? After installing the Java, check the Java -1. So which Java version is there? 24. Again installing another software, Maven. It is the build packet build tool. So how to install the Maven? Install Maven -1. Okay, I am installing the Maven, and also install the Maven also. Maven. Here, how to check the Maven is installed or not? Mvn -. Okay. And these are the commands I use. These are the commands I use. So these are the commands I use. Install the Git software, install the Java, and install the Maven. I check here Git to check this command. This to check the Java. To check the Maven. Now, okay. Then what thing I need to do? Once I created instance, I installed some software. Then what is the task here? I want to create a what?
Golden AMI.
Golden AMI. Or else AMI backup.
Custom
AMI
backup.
Or else it is also another custom AMI.
Custom AMI.
Custom AMI. Custom
AMI.
If anything happens, if EC2 is deleted, or if EC2 having any problem, from the AMI which we created, again we can restore.
Okay.
Again we can
Restore.
Here, go to the instance. To take the backup of the instance, or you want to take the golden AMI, click on the instance, click on the image and templates.
Okay.
This option is there.
Create image.
Create a
Image.
click on the create image. Just give the name, any name. I am giving the name as a golden @custom. Okay. Custom. Okay. Image description is nothing but for prod environment, prod for app. Okay. Okay. So then it is asking for the reboot. When you select the backup, that automatically reboot. If you uncheck this one, it won't reboot.
Okay.
So I don't want to do anything. Just select the create image. Click on the create.
Create image.
So when you click on the create image, see this under the AMI, under the AMI,
Images.
it is creating the it is taking the backup. So now backup is backup is pending. It will take 5 to 10 minutes. 5 to 10 minutes. Once the AMI backup is done, if you delete the each instance, still you can recover. Another way is no need to install the previous software. What are the softwares you install? You don't need to install again and again.
Okay.
It will be pre-installed. It is a template. What we created is it is a template. From the template we can create the multiple EC2 instance. You don't need to configure and install multiple times. Like all softwares you don't need to do. Okay?
Okay.
So it is known as the golden AMI or custom AMI. Another thing I had already told you that, suppose I have a EC2 is there. which the EC2 I lost the key pair. Lost the
Keep it.
key pair. If you lost the key pair, you can't able to connect to the this EC2 or virtual machine. If you
Yes.
already taken the backup, nothing but AMI,
Hmm.
backup, AMI, it is nothing but a clone of this EC2.
Hmm.
This is a clone of the EC2. What is
Love
the
this.
clone? Like when you standing in front of
Duplicate.
mirror,
Hmm.
there are two images appear. You and another image is there in mirror. Same, both are same. So you already taken the backup is nothing but a clone of this image. Clone of this image. If you lost the key pair for the EC2, from this backup or clone or AMA backup, again if you create EC2 to connect to the new EC2 from the created from the clone, you don't need old key. From the new key you can connect. Understand?
Okay.
You can select the new key pair. You don't need this old key pair. From this EC2 I had taken the backup AMI. From this one
Hmm.
I had restored or created new EC2. You don't need old key. You can take the new key and the same EC2 instance will be restored. Understand?
Okay. Okay. Hmm.
So if you lost the key, it is not possible to connect to the EC2. Even AWS cannot do anything. In that case, if you already taken a backup, then from the backup, from the AMA backup, if you restore from the AMA backup, you restore EC2, then you can take the new key pair. You don't need any old key pair. With the new key pair, you can connect to the your EC2. Understand?
Okay. Okay.
So now let me check there what happens here. Again, I just refresh here. Hmm?
Hmm.
So when I refresh here, I created an EMI. Okay? It is again stilling. I told you that it is 5 to 10 minutes at least take.
Hmm.
So once it is created, we are going to delete the
EC2.
original EC2 intentionally. Hmm?
Hmm.
From the backup AMI, again we are going to restore. Again we are going to restore.
Restore. Hmm.
I had already explained you, whenever you create a EC2, automatically the EC2 will be backed by the AWS
Default.
default.
Hmm.
But the problem is, if the
That should.
problem is from their side, not from our
Yes.
side,
It should occur naturally. Yeah.
from their side, from their data center having any issues there, if
Then only the backup
AWS
will be
EC2
available.
is deleted, then only it will backup. Doesn't mean that I create a EC2, then I deleted
Hmm.
EC2 without taking a
Hmm.
backup, it won't recover. Understand?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So again here, we check. So now the
Golden
AMA is
image
created. Now
available.
AMA is what?
Created.
Created. Done.
Hmm.
Here, then go to the dashboard. So these are the instance which I had taken a backup. So I am going to intentionally delete this EC2. Nothing but virtual machine. I'm going to terminate here. Okay.
Okay.
Now it is terminated. Now it is a terminated.
Terminated. Hmm.
So once it is terminated, so there is loss of your EC2. Then how will you require to record the instance? To record the instance or EC2 or virtual machine, again go to the launch instance. Again go to the.
Launch instance.
I am giving the name as a restored EC2. Okay.
Okay.
So then to restore EC2 from your IMI which we created by you, you don't select this one recent.
Hmm.
You need to select which thing?
My
AMI. My
A.
AMI. Which thing? The AMI
My
was
A.
created by me, not
Yes. Yes.
AWS. That was the
Okay.
AWS image, Amazon Machine image. Now this AMI is created by me.
Me.
Selected which one?
My AMS.
My AMI. Whenever created by my AMI, see this, it was owned by me.
Hmm.
Here's the name. What is the name?
Golden at the red custom.
Ah. So at T2 micro, and you can select here new key pair, also old key pair.
Hmm.
Understand?
Okay.
You can select here,
New keeper or the old keeper?
no problem, no issue. Okay. If you
Okay.
want to create the old key pair, also you can select RU, or else you can take the old new key pair also. You can create a new key pair. Huh? So
Hmm.
then here, I'll just select this one. Okay. Then again going to launch the instance.
Instance.
Okay.
Hmm.
Then now successfully launched the instance. Huh? From the AMI, I had restored the instance. From the AMI,
Restore the instance.
restore in the letters. Even if you deleted this one, again we had to restore. Huh?
Hmm.
Here, again we're going to connect here. Going to connect here. Hmm? Go
Hmm.
to the SSH, copy this command, go to the download folder where the key pair is there. My key pair is there in download folder.
Hmm.
Right click here, open git bash, paste. Huh?
Hmm.
Enter. Then click on yes. Huh? Now, here, see this login as what?
Easy to use.
Rather than the root. The key pair which is taken here, it is the root. And so now we're going to change here. Okay? We're going
Okay.
to change here the root instead because it is not allowing to log in. Okay? I'll just give the understand?
Okay.
So then enter. Then enter.
Hmm.
So now successfully connected. Now
Okay.
successfully
Connected. Sir, ఎందుకు సార్ అలాగా?
అది డిఫాల్ట్ ఏఎంఐ క్రియేట్ చేసినప్పుడు రూట్ అని తీసుకుంటుంది. కీ పేరు దగ్గర యూజర్ నేమ్ EC2 కాకుండా రూట్ అని తీసుకుంటుంది.
ఓకే. ఓకే. ఆహా! ఓకే.
ఇక్కడ చూడండి, ఇక్కడ EC2
రూట్ అని ఉంది.
నువ్వు ఏఎంఐ క్రియేట్ చేయగానే అక్కడ డిఫాల్ట్ నేమ్ రూట్ అని పెడుతుంది.
అవును.
ప్రాబ్లం
ఓకే. ఓకే.
ప్రాబ్లం ఏం లేదండి, EC2తోనే మనం లాగిన్ అవ్వాలి, దానికి పర్మిషన్ ఇచ్చాడు. సో హియర్ లెట్ మీ చెక్ హియర్ వెదర్ వి ఇన్స్టాల్ జిట్ ఆర్ నాట్.
జిట్ -, version.
Whether we had installed the JIT,
Yes, yes. It
whether
was
we had
there.
installed JIT, we are not installed the JIT.
Hmm.
Already
But
pre-configured.
yes, yes. From golden AMI.
From the gold AMA, already template is there. We don't need to do anything. It is already installed.
Hmm.
Understand?
Okay.
So now see this. Maven is what? Installed?
Versions.
Maven is installed or not? Checking this. Maven. What is the
Yes,
version?
yes.
Maven. Which version?
Okay.
3.84.
Hmm.
So now Java minus colors minus. Got it?
Yes, yes.
So mean that when you are deploying the production, when you are deploying the EC tools in the production, we don't use AMS. Instead of that, you will create a custom AMI. You create what?
Custom AMI.
From the
Custom AMI.
custom AMI, you can that custom AMI or golden AMI is pre-configured environment. From the custom AMI or golden AMI, if you restore,
Restore.
then what happens? Automatically, all things will be automatically, that is pre-configured environment. All those servers have a pre-configured have that's pre-installed software. Pre-installed software. Here, go to the instance again. See this. Go to the instance here. Go to the launch instance. So give the name as a ultimate name as a server one. Here which thing I select? My AMI. So my EMI name is golden or golden EMI. My EMI name is golden at the rate of custom. That is
First.
owned by me. So now the EMI name is golden at the rate of custom.
First.
Okay, done. So then here instance type T2 macro key pair. You can take the new key pair also. New key pair also. Understand? You can take the new key pair, or else I can take the old.
Old.
Here I'll make it as 1000. See this in the right side.
1000.
So what happens?
1000 instances are there.
1000 instances will be created. All 1000 instances having a
All
pre-configured
features.
environment. What is this? Git,
Maven,
Maven, Java,
Zipman and
all
Zap.
these softwares are installed. You don't need to create individually. You don't need to create individually. You don't need to log in individually. And after logging to the particular EC2 instance, then we need to install all these softwares individually. Okay? Separately we need to install each and every instance. Instead of that, if we create a golden AMI, that is golden AMI is predefined configuration or template, it will automatically restore the all predefined configuration. Okay?
Okay.
Understand?
Yes.
Here main thing is there when you are using the free tier. In generally snapshot size is not more than 1 GB. They will give to store snapshot size is what? 1 GB.
1 GB.
Here I already created a AMI. Okay, understand? So this is around here. If you go here, AMI. So under the AMI, if you go to the snapshot, it has already taken the snapshot. So what is the size here?
2.29.
So mean that it exceeded the free tier.
Free tier.
So once you practice in the lab, it is mandatory or compulsory to delete the lab. Okay.
Yes.
Generally in real time they won't delete. How they delete in real time? Because if you created a production server, then the Swiggy application is running. You delete, what happens? Swiggy no more you can access.
Yes.
Okay? Production they don't delete. But here we are learning in the lab environment because of to avoid the unnecessary or extra charges. Whenever you practice the lab, just try to delete the all things which you created. Okay? Here, just click on this one EC2 instance. Yeah, terminate the instance. First I need to terminate the instance. Once the instance is terminated, then both AMI and snapshot should be mandatory delete. If you won't delete, you will get bill. Okay? If you keep it for 30 days and 40 days or 50 days, you will get bill like 1000 rupees. Okay, remember that.
Okay.
Here I'll just go to the AMI. I want to delete the AMI. Here, actions. Here we're having a deregister. Then go to the snapshot. Click on the snapshot here. Okay? Done? Is to delete the what?
Snapshot.
So now you understand what is my golden AMI or custom AMI or lost key pair?
Yes.
So what is my golden AMI is a pre-configured optimized AMI. Where you can launch the multiple instances with the same configuration. Like I want 2000 servers, I need all these 1000 servers need Java. If you don't create a golden AMI, what happens to you? You need to install or configure each and every time log into the each and every instance. It takes a lot of time. Understand? Instead of that, we're going to create a template, nothing but a golden AMI. From the golden AMI, if you restore, all EC2 instances will be restored with the same configuration. Okay?
Okay.
So another thing is there. It is also backup of the AMI in case of any disaster occurs. Then again still we can recover your EC2. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
So that is the thing. The next topic is nothing but a EBS data life cycle. That EBS
Data life cycle.
data life cycle. What is the next topic?
EVS data life cycle.
So what is the EBS data life cycle? Okay. So the
Mm.
backup, whatever the backup which is taking by the manually by the customer. Suppose if you have 1,000 EC2 servers, it is very difficult or takes lot of time to take the all backup. Huh?
Yes. Yes.
Suppose I need to take every 1 hour backup for EC2, then manually I need to sit down. All this EC2 I need the back. Sometimes I forgot. Okay, in the
Mm.
office work I am busy with other tasks. Then I forgot to take the backup. Then will be issue will be there. You
Mm.
need to take the backup at the scheduled time. Hmm?
Mm.
Another thing is there are lot of backups are there. Some backups need to I keep. I need to keep. Hmm? Some backups I don't want to keep, then it will be deleted. Huh? If
Mm.
you won't delete, then what happens? All this backup will occupy the space, and it will generate the more bill. More bill.
Base. Mm.
To 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 optimize, that is to do the cost optimization, we need to intelligently pick the which backup we need to pick, we need to keep, and which backup we need to delete. If we keep all backups, it will occupy more space, then it will generate a high bill. Huh? To avoid this situation, this backup should be automated. What is that? Automation. So instead of taking the backup manually by the customer or nothing but a AWS engineer, cloud engineer, AWS itself take the backup. Okay?
Okay.
Can do the automation. Can do the
Okay. Automation.
mean that I, I I will tell to the AWS, that AWS system that you take backup for every 1 hour.
Mm.
Another thing is there, you need to delete the backup after 30 days. Automatically, whatever the after 31 days means that after completing 30 days, 31st day all backup should be deleted. Okay.
Okay. Mm.
If you have a like if you have a 2,000 backups are there, it is very difficult to manage this such huge number of backups. Which backup I need to delete, which backup I need to keep, when I need to take a backup, which time I have taken the backup. It is very difficult to manage this all backups. If 1 2 backups, no issue. Having 1,000 backups rather than 2,000 backups, big issue will be there. Okay.
Okay.
Instead of that, we'll use what? Use an
Amazon data life cycle manager.
it automate the backup. Understand?
Okay.
Automate
Mm.
the
Backup.
here. See this in the documentation. You can use Amazon data lifecycle management to automate the creation of the backup, the retention of the backup, and the deletion of the backup also. Mean that this backup will be deleted if I don't need any backup no more. Then what happens? So the system will automatically delete. Okay.
Okay.
There is a policy there. Don't want to keep the backup after 30 days. Then system will automatically delete the after 30 days the backup. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Mm.
When you automate the backup, nothing but when I automate the snapshot and AMI, it
Mm.
helps you to the protect the valuable data forcing the regular. Suppose it takes automatic regular backup schedule. You don't need
Mm.
to remember anything. It will take automatically backup, regularly take the backup. Okay.
Okay.
We
Mm.
can create a AMIs. It should be refreshed because I'm making the changes to the AMI again, again, again. Okay. Again, it will take
Mm.
the regular intervals to take the backup. I'm adding so many things to my EC2. Then if you take the backup, then what happens? It will have a refreshed regular intervals. I
Okay.
had taken the AMI. Now I had not just now taken the AMI. Again, I added some new thing.
Mm.
Again, I added a new thing. If you take if the AWS system take the backup for every month, 1 day or 1 hour or 1 day, then the previous configuration again upgraded or updated.
Yes.
Next thing is there, retains the backup for the auditors and internal companies. Any issues there, then I want to check this what happened. For auditing also, it is very good. Auditing, I want to do the auditing.
Mm.
Hmm? Then the reduces the storage cost deleting the outdated backup. Reduces the,
Storage costs.
suppose I have backups are there in my company's policy is there 30 days, after 30 days all backups need to be deleted. So if you have a manually need to check all these thousands and hundreds of backups, so very difficult is maybe sometimes it may be miss because of sometimes it may forget after 30 days. I don't remember that. Then what happens? It will generate unnecessary bill. Unnecessary.
Bill.
To avoid such problem, automatically it will delete after specified time. If you specify the time like 30 days for a system, then automatic system will automatically delete. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
So create a disaster recovery backup policies. Huh? Create a
Mm-hmm.
disaster recovery policies. Data to be isolated regions or account. Okay? Understood?
Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
So now I'm going to use the data lifecycle manager lab. Okay? I'm going to the data lifecycle manager lab.
Okay.
Here for data lifecycle manager, the backups will be created by the AWS itself. Who will take the backup?
AWS.
Who will take the backup? AWS itself take the backup. We don't take the backup. Okay. So hundreds,
Okay.
thousands of servers, thousands of servers are there. I need to take the backup manually. It takes a lot of time. And administrative works will be more. Administrative works
More
will be more.
children.
Okay. In generally, automation can done by the shell scripting in Linux servers. Whereas Windows servers, PowerShell scripting.
PowerShell script.
Now I'm creating launch instance. For which lab? For which lab?
Amazon Data Lifecycle Manager.
Go to the launch instance. I'm giving the name as a any name you can give. For the sake of this one, I'm just giving the data lifecycle. The name here I'm giving.
Data
Give any
Lifecycle.
name, no issue. But try to give the name like don't give the name personal names or girlfriend name like wife name other name. Okay. So always
Okay.
try to assign the name like should be like Infosys and Wipro like that. So application server,
Okay.
like give the name, appropriate
Okay.
name. Don't give the like your personal name.
Okay.
So data lifecycle easy to. Okay. Then I selected Amazon Linux. Then I selected instance type. Then I selected a key pair. Selected a key pair. Understood. So then
Okay.
here instead of adding the volume in the volume dashboard, I'm directly adding the volume here. Directly,
Adding the volume.
I'm just giving the volume as a 10 GB. 10 GB. Okay.
Okay.
Now launch instance. So when you add the disk or volume during the EC2 creation, you don't need to attach. Remember that. You don't need to attach because
Attach.
automatically it will attach. Okay. When
Hmm.
you creating the separate only, when you creating the
We need to
volume,
attach.
not from the EC2 dashboard, from the EC2, when you create the volume from the EBS, then we need to attach. Here I don't need to attach. I don't need to
Attach.
attach. Okay.
Okay.
Here go to the volumes here. Go to the volumes here. Here one is the root volume that is 8 GB. What is this? What is this?
Root volume.
Root volume. Another volume is the volume backup volume, which we want to take. Volume 1. This is the volume and I will just give the name. Okay. There are two volumes
Okay.
are there. One volume is automatically created by the AWS. From their
1 week.
side, they created a volume that is the 8 GB for
8
the
GB.
Linux, 30
30
GB
GB
for the Windows.
for Windows.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
The free time. In the free tier limits, it will create a 30 GB Windows, 8 GB Linux. Okay.
Okay.
Again, I created extra volume that is a volume 1. Volume 1. So here I want to make it, I want to take the backup now instead of manually, the backup will taken by the AWS itself. Who will take the backup?
AWS.
Who will take the backup? AWS.
AWS.
Okay. Instead of taking the backup manually, AWS will take the backup. Okay.
Okay.
Here this is the volume is there. Remember that give the name. If you don't give the name, then it won't work. Lifecycle manager won't work. It is mandatory to give the name. Okay.
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 Because how will you identify the lifecycle manager? Which volume I want to take? If you don't give the name, lifecycle manager, how will you identify? You suppose And if you have a name only, I can identify. If you don't have any name, how can I identify you? Which value I need to solve? So it is mandatory to give the name for the value. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
here I want to automate this value 1. Okay. So here right click here. You can take the value for the AMI also. That we can take the instance also. Okay. So here
Okay.
I want to take the value this for the automation value 1 selected. Here one option is there. What?
Create snapshot
What is the
lifecycle
volume
policy.
here? What is the option here?
Create
Create a
snapshot
snapshot lifecycle.
lifecycle policy.
Here it's asking the target is whether the target is instance or value. This is not an instance. This is a value. Okay.
Okay. Hmm.
It will take the instance backup also. Understood?
Okay.
So this is the value. What is the value name is value 1.
Hmm.
Huh? So description is there. My life cycle rule. You can give the name.
Okay.
My life cycle rule. Okay.
Okay.
So then select next. Here having a what is the schedule name? The default what is the schedule name is there? Schedule 1. Okay.
Hmm.
So that you can change. The name you can keep schedule 1 or else you can take the name also. Okay. Here what is the frequency? Which frequency need to take the backup? So what is the frequency here? Whether I want to take the backup daily, whether I want to take the backup weekly, whether I want to take the backup monthly,
Month
whether I
or
want to
year.
take the back yearly, whether I want to take the backup custom, means that
We can specify
custom
it.
specified like time is like specified
Hmm.
time, specified date.
Okay.
Custom
Okay.
date and custom time. Okay. If you
Hmm.
select it daily, it shows that at what time I need to take the backup. Whether I want to take the 1 hour, okay. Whether I want to take the 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, okay.
Hmm.
Which time, how much time we need to take the backup. If you select a 1 hour, at every 1 hour it take the what?
Backup.
At what
Backup.
time you need to take the backup? At what time you need to take the backup? By the default, it selected a 9 o'clock
Hmm.
UTC. What is the UTC time here? Here, what is the UTC? Universal time zone.
Hmm.
It is having Greenwich line is there. That Greenwich line UTC is the +5
It's
Celsius
fine.
for India.
Hmm.
India.
Okay.
Okay. So
Hmm.
at what time I need to take backup? 9 o'clock. If I want to take the backup at every 12 a.m., I'll just put here. At what time it will take the backup?
12 a.m.
12 a.m. morning, 12 a.m.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Or else I want to take the backup at 24 hours. I can put here 24 hours.
Hmm.
Every 24 hours at the morning 12 a.m. it takes the backup. Understand?
Okay.
Okay. Is
Yes,
it
sir.
okay?
Yes, sir. Hmm.
Again here retention type is there. What is the retention
Retention.
type? Whether how many retentions and how many backup I want to take. Suppose I want to put the count here. If you put 100 here, it will take the 100 backups. How many backups will take?
100 watt.
Understand?
Ah.
If you put 100 here and count, it will take 100 backups only. After
Okay.
100 backups, you create another backup. The first backup will be deleted. First backup will automatically deleted, and again new backup will be created. Okay? 1 to
Okay.
100, 100
Hmm.
backups already created. There is no
Hmm.
space is there to create 101 backup. Then what happens? First backup will be automatically deleted.
Okay. Hmm.
So how many backups we can create?
And number.
See the count. Suppose it is the next is the age. How many days I need to keep this backup? How many
Okay.
days?
We need to give the backup. Hmm. Days, weeks.
So I want to make it as a 30 days. What happens? After 30 days, the backup will be what?
Deleted automatically.
Deleted automatically.
Hmm.
Understand?
Okay. Okay.
So that is the daily. So
Mm.
instead of that, I want to take the backup at weekly. Second thing is there weekly. At
Weekly.
which day I want to take the backup? Every Saturday, Sunday, yet a Sunday, I want to take the backup at 12 a.m. It is purely according to the requirement only. It doesn't mean that I selected a Saturday, Sunday and 12 a.m., 9 a.m., not like that. According to
Mm-hmm.
your requirement, you will need to select which day you want to take the backup. Okay?
Okay.
I selected here what? Saturday and Sunday. Hmm? At
Mm-hmm.
what time? 12 a.m. You can select the count or else you can select the age.
H.
Mean that every Saturday and Sunday at 12 a.m. it will take the backup. Every Saturday, Sunday,
At 12 a.m. it takes it.
automatically value will be backup.
Okay.
Done. Next thing. Again, you have a monthly. So monthly means which day I want to take. I want to take date 1, date 2, date 3. Which date you want to take? I want to take the backup at 15th day. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
15th
Mm-hmm.
day it will take the backup. Every 15th day
It will take the backup.
at what time? 12 o'clock. Okay?
Mm.
So
Mm.
15th. Huh? So next thing is there. At which day I want to take first, second. Huh?
Ah.
Again, next is yearly, which means it's which month you want to take the back. I want to take the June month. I want to take the
June month.
okay. Every June you take the backup. Okay.
Okay.
Next is the custom cron expression. Okay. Custom cron expression.
Mm.
Mean that so in Linux, one command is there to do the automation for a automation. Okay. That is the Linux command. What is the cron job? It is the command is there cron job. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what is this name?
Cron tab.
Cron tab is a command to manage jobs for scheduled tasks. You can use cron tab to add, remove or the crop, to add, remove on the cron. By using the cron, you can add a list to edit and remove. What is the job here? What is the job here? Nothing but a job here to take the backup.
Backup. Mm.
Okay. Here
Mm-hmm.
I just go to the cron tab group. Okay, there is a command is a cron tab group. Exists there. You see this thing is there. First thing here, minute.
Okay.
Second is hour.
Mm-hmm.
And third is day. Fourth is month. Fifth is
Mm.
day. And star means what? Any value.
Anyway.
Star means what?
Anyway.
So comma means separator. Minus means range. Here, if you what happens at what time you take the backup? If you put this is the command. 5 4
Mm-hmm.
star means 5 minutes. At at
Four,
every
four,
4
4 o'clock.
hours, at 4 hour,
Mm.
5 minutes, it take the backup. Understand?
Okay. Okay.
If you put here star, what happens? Put here star, what happens?
Every 5 minutes.
Take the backup every 5 minutes.
Mm.
Understand?
Got it. Got it. Mm.
5 star means what?
At every 5 minutes it takes
I
back.
want to make it a star at every minute.
Mm.
Here I'll put here 1 at every minute on the day of month.
First day of month. Huh.
So like that you can use this cron guru, cron tab, cron tab.
Okay.
Here also if you see this is the cron tab. You
Mm.
need to write down like this. What is the cron means? You need to like
Cron.
this cron followed by the this is the format. This is the format.
Mm. Mm.
Here just go to the cron format.
Mm.
Cron format. want to do the custom time, custom date instead of giving the custom time. Here in the documentation itself, they are given the how to write down the cron. How to write the cron. Okay. This is the cron expression is there. There is syntax. This is syntax.
Mm.
If you put here like this, see this. You need to write down like this. Okay. How will you write down this one? How will you write down this one? Cron 0,
0,
12 star
star
question mark star. Mean that. So see this. What happens here? See this. I told you that this is the minute.
Mm.
What is that? This
Minute.
is
Minute.
this is what? Minute.
Minute.
This is what?
Minute. Hour.
Same thing. This is the minute. This is the hour.
Hour.
So here extra having one question mark is there. That is the thing. Everything is same. At 12 p.m. every 12 p.m. we take the backup.
Okay.
Understand?
Question mark then denote చేస్తుంది సార్. Question mark then denote చేస్తుంది.
So they had added question mark is added. You need to write down follow the same format. AWS having even format is there. AWS itself to write down that format, to follow that format. Okay. Here see this. They are writing here. See this itself. AWS itself. You need to write down this format. You need to write down like this. They had given the format. Understand?
Okay.
So mean that here they had added an extra question mark. I don't know that why they added. Okay. They had added a format, but you need to follow this format. Okay. At every 12 p.m. it will take the backup. Understand?
Okay.
So that is the data lifecycle manager. That is the what?
Data lifecycle manager.
So what does data lifecycle manager do? Why use data lifecycle manager? Why use data lifecycle manager?
To take up backups of that
Automate
volumes
the
or
creation and retention copy of the snapshot and the AMIs. Okay. Amazon data lifecycle manager provides the simple automated way to back up the data on the ABS volumes. Amazon data lifecycle will take the backup. Understand? So another thing, there is no charge for the Amazon data lifecycle manager, but charges are applied for the backup.
Okay.
There is no charge for data lifecycle manager, no charge. But thing is there taking the backup charges will be there.
Okay.
Understand?
Okay.
For taking the backup, who will take the backup? AWS data lifecycle manager. There is no charge for data lifecycle for taking the backup. But when you are keeping the backup charges need to pay. Understand?
Okay.
So that is what? Data lifecycle manager. Data
Lifecycle manager.
lifecycle manager. Understand? Okay. So that is the thing we had learned today. So what are the things we have learned today? We have learned how to create a golden AMI. With that golden AMI or custom AMI, or else if you lost the key pair, how to recover the key pair. Okay. And second thing is the data lifecycle manager. Second thing is the what?
Data lifecycle manager.
So try to do the practice here. Okay. Try to do the practice by watching the video, and we're going to read all this thing. Because okay. Tomorrow I'll see you.
Okay.